Hey, welcome back to Han Talks First. I'm Han, I'm the host of the show. This is the podcast you're looking for. We're still doing coverage for Star Wars Celebration. We're on day 2, and this video is dedicated to the Ahsoka trailer, which dropped yesterday, and we're going to break it down and talk about it. If you want to check out my video from yesterday, I talked about the 3 new film announcements from Lucasfilm. Will they or won't they actually be released? Who knows? But check out my video to get all the details. Alright, enough dilly-dallying like a bunch of nerf herders. Let's talk about this badass warrior female Torguda Jedi.
So who talks first? You talk first? I talk first.
If any of you have watched me for any period of time, you know that I love Star Wars Rebels. It is my favorite Star Wars animated thing ever. I love all the characters. And Ahsoka is essentially Rebels 2.0, or Rebels live action. As you know, there is Ahsoka, duh, but there's also Sabine. Hera's coming back. Zeb just popped up in The Mandalorian. Ezra was seen in the trailer. Not to mention Thrawn rocking a killer backside of the head. And Chopper. Chopper made an appearance. I love Chopper so much, that foul-mouthed little droid. So yeah, it's Rebel 2.0. But don't worry, I think if you haven't seen Rebels, you don't have to worry about understanding the continuity. I think it's going to play to its own merits. I mean, it's a huge gap in time since Rebels ended to when Ahsoka starts. Before we talk about the cast and some of the story speculation, I just want to mention how sick that red Lucasfilm logo was at the beginning of this trailer. I don't know why, but it invoked darkness and fear, and it had a different tone to that usual green tint, hinting, as the trailer alluded to, a darkness arising, the heir to the Empire. Okay, when they said heir to the Empire in the trailer, that was a little cheesy, not gonna lie, and my girlfriend was just like, she said the thing. But those of you that don't know, Heir to the Empire is a trilogy of books that came out in the 90s, and it was the very first sequel to the events of the Return of the Jedi with all the original characters from Star Wars. And it was the first introduction of Thrawn. Thrawn is an amazing character created by Timothy Zahn. It's one of those villains that just really commands the screen anytime he shows up, even if it's in animated form. He was a great character in the books. He has this thing about him where he's very, very tactical, and he's very smart, and he's efficient. And his storyline plays very close to Luke Skywalker's story after Return of the Jedi, which leads me to wonder, will Luke show up in this? If it does, that just makes all my dreams come true. That would be so amazing. Okay, let's talk more about the trailer. So there was a specific line spoken by a droid to Ahsoka which said, "Perhaps it is time to begin again." Now this immediately makes me think, okay, Ahsoka is going to reclaim the mantle of Jedi once again. Now, Ahsoka has a very long, very rough history with the Jedi. She's been betrayed by them. She hasn't trusted them. She was one, then she wasn't one, and then she's gray, and then it's like, what are you, girl? But the trailer made a big point to mention that, hey, times have changed. It's time to begin again. And there was that side period in The Mandalorian in the Jedi episode where one, it was named the Jedi, and even before that, she once said, "I am no Jedi." So her story is very interesting. It's kind of like she's discovering herself through all of these different shows. And what's pretty unfortunate is I think that this series is actually going to be the death of Ahsoka. I know that's far-fetched, and I know some of you are like, no, you're stupid, or I hate you for saying that, but think about it. It was also announced at Celebration yesterday that Dave Filoni is going to direct a Star Wars film, and that film will take place in the same time period as The Mandalorian and Ahsoka and Skeleton Crew and Boba Fett, and it's actually going to wrap up all those shows and give it one concluding ending to these interconnected series. So it leads me to believe that one Mandalorian will finish, it'll have a definite ending, Ahsoka will end. That was confirmed by Dave Filoni in an interview. And it's like, what is the rest of Ahsoka's fate? Because she's not in the New Republic era, so she must die. I mean, she is kind of old at this point, but I don't know. I feel like this could be her swan song. And it's also kind of sad because it kind of means that Ahsoka could be a limited series, and we shouldn't expect a season 2. I'm really hyped for the show. I think it looks great. The trailer was amazing. Let's talk about the cast. So Mon Mothma is back, played by Genevieve O'Reilly. I think that's her name. Anyway, she's great. We've been there, we've done that, so let's go on to new characters. We have Ray Stevenson, who's playing a character called Balin, which I know nothing about. I think it's a brand new character. I don't know if he's Sith or Inquisitor or maybe a bit of both, but we'll find out. He looks cool, though. And on his side is a fellow Inquisitor, possibly an acolyte named Ivana Sakano. We don't know her character's name yet. She looked really cool. I feel like she is working for Balin's character, maybe kind of like the sisters and brothers of the Inquisitors. I mean, obviously there's going to be Inquisitors. I don't want it to be a repetition of Obi-Wan or Rebels, because it's kind of like, do they still exist at this point? But I think that's what they're going to be, because I think the Sith are kind of over with at this point. And then, of course, Rosario Dawson is Ahsoka. She's amazing. Perfect casting. And then Dave Filoni's playing Chopper. Always has. Always will. Mary Elizabeth Winstead is playing Hera. Sabine is played by Natasha Liu-Bordizzo. And all these castings, which have just recently become confirmed, we actually talked about it years ago on this podcast. We broke the news that all these actors would be in it. But two of which that were never really confirmed, and one of them seems to be a different choice at this point, is that of Thrawn and Ezra. So Thrawn, I'm still 100% sure that it's going to be played by Lars Mikkelsen, Mads Mikkelsen's brother, which is kind of cool. And then Ezra was supposed to be played by Mina Massoud, who was the live-action version of the new Aladdin. And I was actually thought that was perfect casting. I mean, Ezra is essentially already Aladdin. It's an Aladdin ripoff. And the fact that he's Middle Eastern, it fits. He's a great actor. I was pumped for it. But he wasn't in the trailer. And it was confirmed a couple weeks ago that he was actually let go and replaced. So it looks like the new person playing Ezra, his name is Aman Esfandi. I have never heard of this guy. And to be honest with you, when he showed up in the hologram, it didn't look like Ezra to me. At least Mina Massoud gave me those vibes. I'm not going to judge a book by its cover. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. We'll wait and see. I mean, Dave Filoni got the rest of the casting nailed down perfectly, so who knows? Did I mention Zeb? Zeb showing up in The Mandalorian, that was great. And voiced and mocapped by D. Bradley Baker, the original guy who created the voice for him. Amazing. Zeb, the original Chewbacca. This is just a dream. It's a dream of mine. Seeing the Rebels team all together again, it's just kind of sad that Kanan won't be in it because he died. He died in a very beautiful way. But maybe his kid, what is his name? Janus? Jason Syndulla, is that it? I don't know. I feel like you guys are screaming at me right now. Now look, I'm totally hyped for the series, but I have to reason my expectations because I was in this same position 1 year ago at last year's Star Wars Celebration when they showed us the trailer for Obi-Wan Kenobi. And I was like, this is the best thing in the world. Nothing is gonna ruin this for me. We've been waiting for this. Disney has no idea what's on their hands. And it came out and it was just a fart in the wind. It came, it smelled bad, and then it blew away, and I don't ever want to smell it again. Now, I will say the trailers for Obi-Wan were not as good as this trailer we got for Ahsoka. So, I mean, this was a great trailer. And Hayden Christensen, let's not forget, Darth Vader, Hayden, is also going to be in the Ahsoka series. That was confirmed well over a year ago. I'm surprised he wasn't in the trailer, but I guess I don't want to rely and lean too much on Vader. Guys, this is a stacked show. This is an ensemble piece. See, this is in a unique situation that something Mandalorian was not in, where the fact that it has a pre-established ensemble cast that tons of people already know and love. I'm not saying it's going to be better than Mandalorian. However, I think it will be better than this week's episode of Mandalorian. I love Jack Black, don't get me wrong. Now look, I know we didn't theorize too much in this video, but that's mostly because I have too many thoughts in my head to verbally make them sound clear enough to understand. So let me know what your theories are in the comments below, or just hit me up on social media. What did you think of the trailer? I freaking loved it. I want another one. I want 10 more right now. And the good thing about this show is it's finished shooting 3 weeks ago, so that means it won't be canceled on us like every other Star Wars project in the world. But thanks so much for sticking with me through this video, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you're having fun with the Star Wars Celebration this year in London. I'll be doing coverage on it the rest of the weekend, so come back and check it out. And until next time, my friends, may the Force be with you.